Hello again, real estate investors. Welcome back to another video from REI Funding Partners. I'm Ray Burkhalter, and we are your private money solution here in the state of Alabama. We love bringing these weekly tips, and today's topic is this. It is setting a budget for your project. Now, creating the rehab budget is another very important, successful thing that you need to do to be able to have a profitable project. I know we say that with its calculating ARV, it's very important. Understanding which repairs to do is very important. So you should be picking up on the fact that there's a lot of very important things that have to come into play for us as real estate investors. And if you underestimate your rehab budget, that's going to eat into your profits because you're still going to have to pay for the overage, and that's coming where? It's coming out of your segment of the deal, unless you get lucky and prices go up while you are doing your project. And if you overestimate your rehab budget, it could make your purchase offer so low that your sellers won't accept it if you've overestimated on your budget. So you really want to be able to get that number dialed in and really have it as accurate as possible. Now, over time, when you have more and more projects completed, you should get really good at estimating the cost just through your initial walkthrough at the property. But before you get to that point, it can be helpful to rely on your renovation team to help you understand which work needs to be done and to provide you with cost estimates for having that work done. Now, we want to keep these videos short, so we're just going to talk about the high-level things with this, but I'm leaving you with a great tool at the end of this to help you to get into the details, both with your estimating and with managing the cost during the project. So we'll have more on that in just a minute. But for now, your rehab budget must include the basics that we discussed in a recent video, and that's the major house systems, things like the roof, the plumbing, the electrical, HVAC, and then also the key areas of kitchen renovations and bathrooms for maximum appeal. And then there's some of the basic other rehab items like painting, flooring, things like that. Now, where we've seen people make some budget errors in the past tends to be not so much with those things, but with the smaller things like budgeting for permits. Very important. Just ask people who've had their jobs stopped in midstream because they didn't have their permits. We've seen people forget things like dumpsters and exterior on the front, the landscaping, driveway repairs. We've seen people get, through with their project and then, wow, here's this obvious thing that has to be fixed. And over the course of your deal, you're going to need to have some contingency money in there. So a line item for contingency for those unexpected expenses that come up is a very important factor in getting the correct rehab budget. Now, these may seem like no-brainers, but it's easy for you to go through a walkthrough and you see all the big things that need to be done, but you kind of sometimes can forget about these smaller things that are very important, and they must be done whether you plan for them up front or not. If you get to the end and you have a beautiful looking house, but you have old landscaping that looks terrible, you have to fix it if you want to sell it or if you want to get a good appraisal for your buy and hold. So what I'm going to do is share with you our project budget sheet that we use as lenders, and we prefer that our borrowers use this because it's such a great tool. Now, it serves as a checklist as well as a cost management tool because you're going to use it up front to make sure you have everything. Like it's got permits near the top, your demo budget, your permit budget, landscaping, all that stuff is on there. So it's hard to overlook it when you're sitting there seeing it in writing, and you either have to put a 0 on it or you put a number in if it's something that needs to be done on your project. So it's an excellent tool, and then when you get into your rehab, you're matching things on your draw request up with that budget. So it really helps keep you in line with your expenses. We want to just say that kind of closing that up, we talked earlier about the contingency. Some people would say, how much do I put in? A good rule of thumb would be 10 to 20% of your repair cost to factor that in for other expenses that you didn't account for. And again, on our budget sheet, there's an actual line item near the bottom for contingency amount to build it in there. So again, getting the cost correct up front, that's going to save you headaches. It's going to help you make more money. And it's a skill that's going to be important in your real estate investing business. Having the right budget is going to make it so much easier to keep your work on track and to have your draws completed easily and to have your project stay on budget. And then at the end, you'll have a great looking house to sell or house to rent. And so you can get a copy of this rehab budget tool here now. We hope you find that helpful. And if we can help you accomplish your real estate investing goals, just reach out. The contact information is on the screen, and we are here for your success. We look forward to connecting with you, and we will see you again on the video next week. So until then, take care and God bless.